Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi Miss Tia and hello everyone. I would like to say thank you for watching our video. Let me introduce myself and my group. My name is Afiana Serahayu. Member of my group is Fatia Diol Sapterina, Vivi Saptiani, Anissa Fadila, and Fadila Nur Hasani. We are from group 2. So in this video, we want to answer assessment 3. Let's go.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatia Dia Ulhak Septarina. I'll read the answer of number 1 and number 2. The answer of number 1 is business has always played a vital role in the economic and social life of all people throughout the age. The role of a leader among business people is very important. One of the things that a businessman is very concerned about is the issue of ethics. Muslim business people believe that ethics is a product resulting from the business environment. In addition, good or bad business ethics is also a reflection of the company itself. The company and its strategic environment must grow healthy. That will make a company respected. Due to the many problems or dynamics surrounding business ethics, Muslim business people begin to look for ways to solve these problems. Islam as a religion has helped everything in the Quran. The Quran encourages humans to acquire skills and technology. Quran also often mentions justice and honesty while at work. The essence of everything is that a leader must behave well so that the impact given to his company is good and creates better business ethics as well. Number 2, Islamic banks in Indonesia are one of the applications of Islamic business ethics. Each bank has also set rules so that Islamic business ethics can still be applied. Currently, the rules of business ethics have become part of business culture. In Islam, business cannot be done when someone becomes greedy. Based on analysis of previous studies, Islamic business ethics for the operational of Islamic banks can be synthesized to be 7 of dimensions, i.e., unity of God, benevolence, equilibrium, justice and equity, sincerity, trusteeship, and responsibility. Thank you.
My name is Fadila Rasani. I will answer number 3. In your own words, explain what Article 3 is about. This article explains how ethic business model seeks to balance the needs of multiple stakeholders and discuss its enforcement mechanism. As well as in this article explain about stakeholder mean, relation the firm and shareholders, and how stakeholders seen in business ethic Islam. Next question.
My name is Vivi Septiani. I will answer number 4 and 5. Number 4. According to Islamic teaching, business cannot done in a way in which a person becomes a loser or greedy. Therefore, in Islamic business ethic is needed to regulate it all so that there is no greed and cheating. Ethics in Islamic business are based on the Quran and Sunnah, so it cannot be said to be just a label. Islamic business ethics has 7 dimensions: unity of good, benevolence, equilibrium, justice and equality, sincerity, truthship, and responsibility. These are ethics that must be considered when doing business according to Islamic law, which is taught by the Quran and Sunnah. Number 5. Article 2 explains in great detail what Islamic business ethics is. Regarding its understanding, the importance of implementing ethics in Islamic business, describe the dimension of Islamic business ethics that must be considered. This made us understand what Islamic business ethics is and the importance of ethics in Islamic business.
Number 6. The similarity of all article is the third article discuss the practice of applying business ethics to all aspects of business. The principle is based on Islamic values which consist of divinity, virtue or benefit, balance, security, trust, responsibility, justice, freedom, commitment to business integrity, value added through efficiency and courage. The three articles explain how business ethics used by the West are not basic Islamic teachings, but they agree on the importance of Islamic business ethic values. Number 7, the difference of all article is, in the first article, it discuss how business behavior prioritize moral ethics that must be put forward by a businessman or the entrepreneur who relies on what has been taught in Islamic or in accordance with the Quran and Sunnah. In this article, rise how Konosuke Matsushita, founder of Matsushita Electric Corporation. The second article discussed the literature study of Islamic business ethic in developing Islamic measurement tools for the application of business ethic in Islamic banks. Explain how measuring tool from a Western ethical perspective in measuring the implementation of Islamic business ethic in banking. And in the third article, discuss how the Islamic ethical system is normative from the perspective of stakeholders and discuss how to balance it. Also explain how the company's relationship with its shareholders in Islam.
My name is Fadila Rasani. I will answer number 8. What are the strengths and weaknesses of each article in helping you understand Islamic business ethic? In Article 1, business ethic in Islam is explained broadly. Business has always played an important role in the economic and social life of everyone through the centuries, and this article also explains how ethics lead business in Islam. But this article is very boring to read and unfriendly to the eye. Paragraphs they are only straight and so many words are neatly lined up without any bold or colored sentence, so this article is less interesting to read. In Article 2, in my opinion, Article 2 is good enough. Article 2 includes many opinions from more than one source and not only refers to one author, but also in this article includes many opinions from many sources. At one point alone can include many opinions from more than one thinker. This article also lists search in the Quran and the Sunnah, but this article is less dense. In Article 3, I find it difficult to understand the sentence in Article 3. The sentence is not easy to accept, and the sentence in Article 3 is quite foreign and rarely found in other articles. I mean, maybe we're not exploring the article in English a lot, but the content of Article 3 is quite solid and clear. But what's the point of being clear if the sentence is difficult to understand? Okay, it's enough for me. Next question.
Hi, I'm Aviani and I will answer number 9. The aspect of Islamic business that I would like to examine in the future is responsibility. So I wonder why, if it was true that Islamic based companies were transparent in their contract negotiation, or whether what I was researching tomorrow was not compatible with Islamic business. I also wonder how a company, when experiencing a crisis in the company, continues to carry out its responsibility. So, what is the company responsibility in dealing with crisis and other problems related to the company? Then, does an employee of the company also participate in the responsibility of the company owner? Because employees are part of the company. So that's what I want to research in the future. Okay, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.